And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 84 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I am your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can buy some virtual beers.
Yum.
And it's about stout season, so get some virtual stouts in there.
We would love to drink those.
And also, hansonsonhiatus.com. You can visit the merch store where we have some Oktoberfest shirts up there.
Yeah.
Halloween
and Dia de Muertos.
Nice. Very nice. All right. You check those out and get some fucky shirts up there because also at hansonsonhiatus.com, you can become a monthly fucky supporter.
Yes.
And if you like what we're doing, you can become a little fucky for 99 cents a month. You can be a medium fucky for $4.99, or you can be a big old fucky for $9.99.
Love it.
And then
I
you
love
can get some
them.
shirts there. Also, if like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus. Yes, and a little full disclosure here, the mixing board that we have that we record all our podcasts on, which was so graciously gifted by the one and only Miss Nikki D.
Yes, we love you, Nikki D.
Has died.
Oh.
Well, not Nikki D. No.
No. The board.
The board.
The board that she gifted us.
Yes.
Has died, we think.
Yeah, it's going out. For some reason, all of our audio sounds like chipmunks now, and there's nothing we can really do to fix it. So we're gonna have to get a new one when we go to the U.S. Now. I mean, we're
today.
technically in the U.S. right now, and we'll get to that later. Or if you heard the other episodes, I'm sure you know. But yeah, so what we're doing is we're recording on our microphones separately, and then I have to put them together, and then and line them up, and then I have to line them up under the video also. So
that's fun.
Yeah,
you got a lot of work ahead of you.
It'll be fun. Yes, yeah, definitely. Right?
I don't see the problem with the chipmunk voices. I sound like that on a daily basis anyway.
Yeah, but no, you don't. But nobody wants to hear that for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
It's like the Chipmunk Christmas album.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay for one or two songs, and they're like, all right, we get it.
Next, Alvin.
But last we left off, last Friday, we technically we had recorded a couple days earlier, so we didn't know what the hurricane held.
Yes.
Hurricane Milton.
Yes.
So we didn't know what kind of destruction or anything. So there obviously was a lot.
A lot.
But we're happy that a majority of everybody was, safe technically, I mean, there's a lot of obviously structural damage and stuff. We saw the Tropicana roof got torn off.
Oh yeah, it was like a little piece of paper just got ripped right off.
Yeah, that's why we were talking about. Our friend Tom had told us, or was talking to his mom about that, who's in Florida, and he's like, "Mom," he's like, "it's like a tarp.
Yeah,
it's not like a fucking 3 foot thick steel dome or something,
No. And I think it's been the same tarp for quite some time.
yeah, probably. Well, I know they've always been trying to move the team because it's technically in St. Pete.
Yeah.
But they're the Tampa Bay Rays, so It doesn't really make sense. Kind of the whole thing in Atlanta, the Braves being in, are they in Gwinnett technically?
Yeah, Gwinnett
Something
County.
like that. Yeah. So, yeah, whatever. So
there.
maybe this is a good excuse for them to move the team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say have you seen a baseball game there? It's a little weird.
I don't think I have. I've only been to the Bitcoin Bowl that UCF played in.
Yeah.
And I think we lost, but that was the only time I've been in there, and it was gross. It was kind of like it reminded me of a YMCA pool. It was very humid, but everything smelled like chlorine at the same time.
Kind of did.
It was just muggy inside.
I went there for a couple baseball games, and it was very strange when they would, get a pop-up or a home run or something, and it would hit the ceiling, one of the beams, and then there were different rules if it hit something and where it landed. And I'm like, what are these new rules to baseball? I was so confused.
It
was kind of weird. Yeah.
But my family that's in Tarpon Springs is safe. They had a little bit of damage to their houses. Your family, how are they doing?
They're doing good. No damage to report to the houses or cars, and they had to hunker down together, so that was a whole nother experience for them. And
to refresh from last week, Alexis's parents are divorced, and they both went and stayed with her brother and his girlfriend.
Yep.
together during the hurricane, but they got together like 4 days early. So
They did. They were together a little early, but I think Mom made chili and they carved pumpkins and they had a lot of fun until my brother's place lost power. So then they had to go back over to my dad's condo on Clearwater Beach. He never lost power there. There was some leaky windows, things like that, because the building's old. But so they went over there, and the four of them were in an even smaller space after that week of being in Eric's house. So,
oh my gosh,
mad props to Eric and Pebbles
and everybody
leading the way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 4 people and a cat in a house with 1 bed.
Yeah. I'm glad everybody's safe, though, your family and mine.
Yeah, definitely. So, and everybody else. I hope everybody else is okay. Talked to a lot of other friends, had a lot of flooding. Yeah. Actually, I think your brother's fence blew down, right?
Yeah, the neighbor's
fence
fence came into their yard. So
yeah, but flooding is really the big problem.
Yeah.
I know one of our friends' house got flooded. Another one, they just had they had a leak through the front door, but the water got all underneath the I don't know, those boards where you have like the wood floor where you can like snap them in.
Oh yeah, like the faux.
Yeah, so all the water got under there, so he had to get all of his furniture out, rip them all up, dry it out, and then now he's in the process of putting it back. So it seems like something simple, but
water.
And then he's actually a pretty handy guy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like what other people are doing that don't really give a fuck about their house? They're gonna have mold in there, and it's gonna be gross because you wouldn't really know there was anything wrong, but if you pushed on the baseboard or on the boards, it would like kind of bubble up and you can see a little bit of water coming up.
Definitely tell water damage.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's what I did see. I don't know if it was one of your friends or our friends, but I saw people putting the base of their furniture, like the legs, in Tupperware containers. So if it did get water, if water flooded in, their furniture feet wouldn't get ruined.
That's smart.
I thought that was pretty smart.
As long as it doesn't get above like 4 inches.
Yeah, true.
Or whatever.
True.
And then it did, and then the water goes down, and then the feet are just sitting in a cup of water.
True. Yes. I mean, you gotta risk it.
But anyway, let's get to this weekend. This was like our Oktoberfest weekend. Actually, I named the last episode October Fiesta.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about all the things we were doing this week. I should have named that episode.
True,
this is where all the October happens.
Pre-Oktoberfest fiesta.
Yeah. But let's see. On Friday, our friend Tom came up. He had some things to do here. And so we met up and went to the pool for a little bit. And he brought his dog, Bolly.
Yes.
And we were watching our neighbor's dog, Cheyenne.
Yes.
And
2 little pups hanging out. We figured they'd have some fun, get some exercise together.
Yeah, we thought they'd be fine. They were. I mean, they got along just fine. But we plugged in the camera when we went up to the pool, and I look at the camera, and Cheyenne is just like face fucking Bolly. Like she was humping her, but like went around front and was like humping. And these are both girl dogs, by the way. They're just like, I don't even know what you would call that.
Yeah. Cheyenne's like more of a alpha female little chihuahua, and Bolly is just a happy little fluffy thing.
Yeah, she's a puppy.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, she gets around front of her and she's just ramming her fucking clit into her forehead.
Oh my God, come on.
Hey, that's what happened. But then
so they got along.
Yeah, so they did get along. But then we were going to go to the soccer game. Well, we were going to pregame at Wings FC.
Yes.
So Tom and Bolly were going to tag along, and he goes to put his stuff in the car, and his car door won't open.
Yeah.
And he has the key fob, and he's trying to. And so we're thinking, oh, the battery must have died.
Yeah. Which I never thought. Those key batteries. I thought they last forever, but you gotta die sometime.
And here you can get the key fob replaced, but like the cut key on it, it's a lot to get that cut. So he had like a replacement. So the key fob worked, but the actual key didn't. So when the battery died on the fob, he couldn't get into his car because the actual key was not cut for the car.
Right.
So we're like, shit.
That's a problem.
So he decides he's going to come to the bar with us. We can, watch Bolly while he goes and gets a replacement battery for his fob.
Yeah.
Takes our buddy Jorge's bike to go get it. And I think, what was it, like 250 pesos later, which is about $12 for a battery. He gets back there and finds out that was not the issue. It's like, shit.
That would have been the easy solution.
Yeah. So I can't remember what he did. Did he call? Well, first he called his fiance, and she was going to come up. She wasn't very happy about that. And then I think he got a hold of a locksmith. Yeah, maybe the locksmith was going to come over, but turned out it was the car battery that was dead, and that's why it wasn't working. So he must have left the blinkers on or something. And yeah, so he eventually did get into the car, but after a long, stressful time, which Tom does not need.
No, he's already stressed enough. I feel so bad because that's, you can't really help in a situation like that. And we had a commitment already that we had to go to. So I'm glad he got it figured out. I'm glad it wasn't anything worse.
Yeah, definitely. And let's see, what else did we do? Oh, and then, of course, we went to the Interplaya match, and it was one of we're tied with the top two teams. So it was awesome. It was a big match. So we ended up tying with them. So I don't even know who's at the top of the leaderboard now, but we should still be up there unless the third team that was tied with us won.
Yeah.
So which they probably did. So maybe we're second right now. I don't know. We'll have to look.
Yeah. I have to get an update.
But then after that, we decided to go to one of our favorite beer bars, Club de la Cerveza, and they had an Oktoberfest party.
Yes.
And it was great. They had like a bratwurst guy. They had pretzels on. They're doing the pretzels on the grill, which actually they didn't look as good as they were.
They were
a little crispy, obviously, because they were on the grill, but they were really good.
They they looked like homemade pretzels. It was still the pretzel shape, but you could tell someone made it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, delicious. We had a good time there, hung out with all the guys. They were, one of them was a little drunky monkey.
It was so fun because, yes, I think I don't know if they thought maybe they wouldn't be as busy as they were. And so they maybe sampled a few little of their Oktoberfest beers, but they were slammed and they were having a good time.
Oh, yeah. And the cool thing was, I don't know if we've talked a lot. Have we talked about the tree?
No. Oh.
I feel like we've talked about it at some
Probably.
point. To refresh anyone, they're trying to build in this empty lot next door to us, and we have this giant, beautiful tree that's probably 50, 60 years old.
It's beautiful.
Home to a bunch of bats and birds and animals and, all kinds of things. And so they're trying to cut it down so they can build this apartment complex. And it's kind of hard to get done here because even though most trees are, if they're over 50 years old, they're protected, but you have to get some kind of order to say that it's like a historic tree.
Right.
So luckily our neighbor kind of knows how the government works here or whatever, and he's getting paperwork in there to get it protected so they can't build next door to us and ruin our street and cut down our big ass tree that we love.
Right. It's the only tree on our street. It's so big and beautiful. It provides so much shade and, like you said, the animals and bats and birds.
Yeah. So one of the things we've been tasked with by our neighbor is getting signatures.
500
and I think we need 500, and I think we had 7 as of last week or something.
We got a lot more.
Yeah, but we took it to the bar, and we didn't think anybody would really want to sign it because you got to put your name and your address and your phone number, and some people are like, all right, this ain't my tree, I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Not my tree, not my problem.
Not my tree.
But actually everybody really was into it. We got 10 or 15 signatures at the bar. Everybody was reading the paperwork and reading the tree or looking at the tree photos. Yeah, there you go.
So excited.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of signatures at the bar, surprisingly.
We did, and they were so helpful at Club. They were like, "Oh yeah, of course. Everyone loves our street is 38th, and there's a committee that protects all the trees and foliage and everything on our street to keep it looking beautiful and natural." So they were like, "Oh yeah, I know this street. I know that tree. Sure, I'll sign it." And then they're passing it along to everybody else. You need to sign this to protect this tree.
Yeah, that was super cool. So we really appreciated everybody doing that. So that's super nice. But it's funny, our friend Marlos, who was actually helping us get the signatures, she's a little party animal.
Yeah.
And so the Saturday we had an Oktoberfest party at our good friend Wanda's house, just a little private party. And so the night before, with the soccer game and the Oktoberfest, I go, okay, we have to behave so we're not hungover for Wanda's party. So we're going to go to the game and go have 1, maybe 2 at the Oktoberfest party.
Right.
And it did turn into that. We did only have 2 there. But then she had some German friends in town that were supposed to come to our Oktoberfest party at the bar. And they didn't want to come. They wanted to go. They were at some other German bar that was on the other side of town.
Yeah.
And she was like, come on, let's go. Let's just have 1 there. And it was like, that's not what's going to happen. Not going to
It
happen.
was already 10 o'clock or after 10. I said, no, I know one with you doesn't mean one.
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
when you and her and Marlos get together.
Yeah. So, I just didn't want it was on the way home for them, but it was, a 20-minute walk each way for us. So I'm like, I don't want to go there and have one and then have to trek it back 20, 30 minutes, So, so we did not go.
Nope.
And she did not feel great in the morning.
No, she was like, I did not have one.
Yeah, she was like, I think I had maybe 2, but then I had a tequila shot, and then I had this, and I had that, and she was hungover in the morning.
That's how it happens. It
It
always
is.
say you have great intentions to only have 1 or 2 beers, and then you get talking, you meet new friends, you see some old friends, and the
Yeah.
next thing you know, it's midnight and you're wasted.
It's for me, it's right. I mean, but for me, it's the payoff. Like, what is the payoff of going and having one more?
Right.
It's like a lot of people have FOMO. She definitely has FOMO. I have it in some instances. I feel like I have less FOMO than I used to. Because it's like you don't want to miss out, the fear of missing out. But I've got to the point where I'm like, okay, so what is going to be the benefit for me? Like, I would rather not go have another beer or 2 than feel shitty in the morning.
Right.
It's not worth the payoff for me to, of having 2 more beers. I'm not having that much more fun than, not doing that and having a better time the next day.
Especially when we're going to drink more beers the next day. So why do I need one more tonight when I'm going to have more tomorrow?
Exactly.
And I have the opposite of FOMO. I have no problem, whatever it is. No fear of missing out, because I'll say, nope, it's bedtime. I gotta go.
You done. And so the next day we went over to Cozumel for our friend Wanda's Oktoberfest party.
Yes.
I brought this keg of beer. I think I talked about it.
Yeah.
But I got this little mini keg of German wheat beer, and for like $20, it holds 5 liters.
Best deal.
Totally. So I brought that in my backpack cooler.
Yeah.
On the ferry all the way over there. But we get there and she has like the most amazing food. What did we have? Schnitzel,
red cabbage. She had spatzel.
mushroom gravy,
and like little snackies, meats and cheeses.
Yeah, because you guys were helping her with. She's getting married in a few weeks to a month.
Yes.
And so you were helping out with the decorations and everything.
Yeah, we planned this day as like a get together, Oktoberfest, wedding crafting. And there was something else on the docket. I don't know, but it was like 30 things along with Oktoberfest. But it was fun.
Yeah.
So we were drunk crafting, my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And get her all set for her wedding.
Exactly. So yeah, we were having a great. We're drinking the beers. We're smoking a little weed.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up starting to dance to some German music. We
Yes.
threw on if you're from Georgia and you ever go to Oktoberfest in Helen.
Yeah.
Our favorite. I don't know. Is there a type of, I guess, polka band, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Our favorite
Artist,
polka band
maybe.
guy is Johnny Koenig.
Yes,
He plays the
Johnny.
accordion and he goes all over the country doing different concerts, I guess, different Oktoberfests and everything. And he has a great CD, Party Like a Polka Star.
Yes.
So we threw that on. So we're dancing to, the different songs on his CD. And then at one point we look around, you and I, and there's only 5 of us. But the other, we're like, look at the other thing, and we're like, they're really fucked up.
So, yeah.
Like, it just kind of like hit us. Like, we were still, feeling good. But I looked at everyone else and I was like, oh man, they're fucking hammered or drunk or something.
They had the hammered face already. Like, we need to start walking somewhere. I always know when we're at Wanda's, there's always going to be dancing involved, but it's usually later in the evening. So once everyone starts dancing, that's when I know that they're drunk. And that's what happened.
Yep.
Everybody's polka dancing around and slurring their words and saying, we got to get out of here and go for a little walk.
Yeah. So we did decide to do that because they were like, okay, we got to get out of here and start moving around or whatever.
Yeah. We were throwing out ideas and then finally we decided on
and
something.
we were planning on going to this other Oktoberfest party at the bar in Cozumel. Some of our friends that run these breweries are doing like kind of a joint Oktoberfest party,
which was so cool because you
Yeah.
don't see that a lot, almost like a beer fest type of style in Mexico. You don't see that a lot, or our area of Mexico.
Yeah, so we started walking, but then Wanda wanted to take us to this like little cantina. It's like a clandestino type of place.
She loves the hole in the wall bars.
Yeah.
And hole in the wall bars in Mexico are literally a hole in the wall.
Like this is like an illegal bar, basically. It's like just in some little It could have been somebody's house that they made into a bar.
I don't know what it was. The women were dressed a little promiscuous.
Well, they're hookers. Like it's basically like the hardworking Mexican dudes. They go there after work, have some cheap beers. They got a good band going on, and there's some ladies of the night there that you can either pay to dance with, or I don't know, get a handy in the bathroom. I don't know how that works. But yeah, that was an interesting spot. Did not feel super welcome there.
No,
not gonna lie.
It was you and Carlos, so 2 guys and then 3 girls, and I felt us girls getting all the eyeballs looking at us. And where we sat, it was the tiniest little table right in the middle of everyone and right beside the bar. So I literally had some Mexican dude sitting like on my shoulder.
Yeah,
and I just kept looking up, and he'd look down like, hey. I'm like, all right, it's time to go.
Yeah, so
it was fun. Everyone was really nice.
Definitely fun. And speaking of the band, we've talked about this before, but isn't it funny? And I think maybe we should try to do this as a game if we can at some point. How Mexican, like, was it norteño music, like the music from the north, and like German music sound eerily similar without the lyrics.
Yes.
It's always horns and trumpets and accordions and things like that. You know, that banda kind of stuff. So maybe we play a game and I'll get clips, and then you have to guess if it's German or Mexican music.
That would be great. I would love to do that. Because you get that same kind of vibe, and maybe, I mean, we love Oktoberfest and we love Mexican music as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
best of both worlds.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that'd be fun because I always think it's so interesting how similar they are. But there is a lot of European influence in Mexico. I mean, just going and looking at all the Catholic churches and the architecture and the art and stuff. A lot of stuff has been, and even beer, you know, like Mexican lager is basically a Vienna lager. So it's like there's a lot of influence from Europe, you know, in Mexico. Obviously, so and then after we went to this little cantina, we went over to the La Internacional Oktoberfest.
Yes,
that we were just talking about, and saw our buddy Jose that runs the place. And that was a fun time. We also got some. We didn't get bratwurst there. They had like hot dogs wrapped in bacon, which I will take.
They were delicious, and they cut them up for us to share. And Jose's the best. He's like, come behind the bar and take some photos with me. I haven't seen you guys in a minute. And they're just great. They love the same kind of good beers that we love, and they have them from all over the world. So we enjoy them.
Super nice. And then after that, like, we were going from there to the ferry so we could fucking get our asses home. That was the first time. You
planned that really well. Let me just sidebar on that. You were like, the Oktoberfest there doesn't start till 7. We're going to get all our shit from Wanda's and just keep moving forward and go right to the ferry after that.
That's what I do, Alexis. I just make sense sometimes, and people don't listen to me. Not you. I'm talking about, other people. Like, if I'm trying to coordinate with the group, I'm like, trust me, I'm doing the most efficient thing. Like, you believe me.
I appreciate logistics, and you are the king of logistics.
Yeah, because when we were first getting there, they were like, well, let's go to La Aldea and do and swim there. I'm like, well, we have like things we got to put in the fridge. Okay, well, we'll go to the house and put the stuff in the fridge, and then we'll taxi back over to there, and then we'll go back to the house and eat dinner, and then we'll go to this thing, and then we'll come back, and then we'll go to the fair. Like, no.
A lot of back.
This is a big loop, boys. Yeah, and ladies.
The boys and girls.
Yeah.
I love our friends because they think we have all the time in the world. We have all day. We'll go there, then come back, then go there, then come back. Like you're saying, we are slow at everything, especially our Sunday Fun Day group. We're all
just groups of people in general are slow as fuck at everything.
But this group, I know for a fact, they're like, we'll be quick. Nothing we do is quick. Nothing.
And time always flies by when you think it's, we'll just go there for a drink. And then it's like 2 hours later.
Yeah, we're like, oh shit, we got to go.
Yeah, so that worked out good. But when we were walking from, did we walk? Yeah, we walked, right?
Yep.
From International
yes, we did.
to the ferry.
Yeah.
We stopped in the square and there was a band going on. So me and Mary Lou were like dancing in the street. I took kicked my shoes off.
You did.
Dancing in the streets.
Both of you had your shoes off, dancing, like, let's dance. We had 20 minutes till the ferry. I'm like, hurry it up. That was fun, though. It was a great day.
All right, now time for some more Mexico moments of the week.
Yes, my fave.
Yeah, so this first one was we were at the Interplaya match, and I think you actually saw this. We were sitting in the stands, and you pointed this out. What did you see?
First, there was a family behind us with a little kid, playing around. I saw him a couple of times, and then they left. And then I can't remember what I was reaching for. Look behind our friend Marlos, and there's just some little kid underwear sitting there, all bunched up.
Yeah.
With in a big puddle.
Yeah. How do you leave your undies?
No,
And
I don't
yeah,
know.
it looked like they were dirty undies.
Very dirty undies. I think maybe he had an accident. They left him and just hauled ass.
Yeah. Or some real drunk guy just crapped his pants.
Yeah.
Because they looked gross.
It was really gross. They had like little cartoon on him or something.
Yeah.
Ugh, poor kid.
And also after the soccer match, we went to Club de la Cerveza for their Oktoberfest party.
Yes.
And they're playing music. It is packed. You can barely hear anything.
So loud.
And we look over and there's this guy on a fucking Zoom call.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he could hear this girl he was talking to. He had the headphones on and everything, and he was just having a conversation. I couldn't even hear you sitting next to me.
No, I don't know. I just looked over, and he was on that Zoom call for a while. We should have got the brand of headphones he used. Those must be the best noise canceling headphones ever.
Yeah. Yeah, he must have, I don't know if he like ran out of internet minutes or something, but yeah, he was like, oh, I'm going to go to the bar. They got free Wi-Fi's.
Yeah, that's what you call life-work balance.
Yeah.
Work-life balance.
And this last thing that happened was on the way to Cozumel. We were getting ready to get on the ferry. It was leaving in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And Mary Lou goes through the walkway and up the escalator, and the drug dog that's sitting over there just go like beelines for her and is following her. And when she gets up the escalator, the dog turns around and shoves his snoot right in my fucking balls, like right up in the crack. I was like, ooh.
I'm behind both of you just watching this happen, like, oh shit.
Yeah, so I don't know what he smelled. The best thing is I didn't have anything on me. So I was like not that worried.
Same.
But the police and everybody and the Marines or something were over there. They all pulled me over to the side and they're asking me, do you have anything on you? You got to be honest with me now. If we find something, da-da-da. I was like, no, don't have anything. So he's like, all right. So he starts going through my bag. And meanwhile, the dog is like jumping at me and shit over on the side.
Oh, yeah.
And they pull out that giant fucking 5-liter beer. And they're like, what the fuck? I was like, grande cerveza.
I was saying that to Marla. So she's like, you guys don't have anything on you, right? I'm like, nope, we don't have anything. And I'm like, wait till they see the giant ass keg of beer he has in his bag.
Yeah. But it was weird because I was super calm because I knew I didn't have anything on me.
Right.
But when they started going through every little like zipper and stuff in my backpack, I'm like,
Oh, shit.
please God, please tell me I didn't leave something that I don't remember, and they're going to find it like, oh shit. And they did not, thank God.
Maybe that's what happens. You're like, oh yeah, I got nothing. Oh shit, that's really not mine.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep an eye out for me on the next episode of Mexican Cops. Boys.
What you gonna do?
Malo chicos.
Yeah. I love the Spanish version better.
Yeah, I think I do too. But yeah, that's basically the weekend. We had a great time.
Easy going.
You know, just 17 Oktoberfest parties.
Yeah.
I still miss Helen though. I still want to go back to Helen, Georgia for
This is the first
Oktoberfest.
year in many years we've missed. It's very sad because especially all of our, social media memories are showing up and we're seeing all the years that we've gone and with the puppies and our friends, Steve and Donna, we always go with, and Lindsay and Patrick. And I miss that, our camaraderie. Like, this is our weekend to go just drink a bunch of beer and hang out and stumble around together.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I miss it so much. So sorry,
Next
Helen.
year.
Yeah, next year.
We'll try next year.
But just to keep you guys posted, we are in Iowa we're in Chicago right now.
Yes.
So we flew to Chicago because it was a direct flight and it was cheap. And
Cheaper.
it's expensive as fuck to fly to Des Moines.
Yeah, somebody needs to fix that. Jesus.
Yeah. So we stayed with our buddies last night, and then now we are driving over to Iowa.
Yes.
We're gonna stay with my parents a couple days with our friends that we know from Florida. That our friend Chris and Brendan that are in Chicago now.
Thank you, Chris and Kayla, for your hospitality.
Yes, thank you very much. And then we're going to the UCF Iowa State game in Ames, Iowa.
This would be so exciting.
Yeah, so it's the first time that UCF, my college, is playing Iowa State, my mom's college. So it's the first time ever now that we're in the same conference and everything. So it should be a good time.
It'll be great.
Do a little tailgate. I miss tailgating.
I know. I miss tailgating. I think I have only been to UCF games, college
College
wise. I haven't been to any.
Oh, you never went to
else.
like Ohio State or anything?
Never got to go to Ohio State. Did lots of tailgates, but
True.
never got to go into the game. Probably because crowded and
Yeah. To be fair, when I was in college, I went to every tailgate, but I didn't make it to every game.
Yeah, a little pricey for college.
Well, then
students
it's like once you're
sometimes.
tailgating and drinking, most of the universities, I mean, it's different now, but didn't allow alcohol or didn't sell alcohol in the game. So
Yeah.
as a college kid, you've been drinking all day. You don't want to go there and stand there for, 3 hours and sobering up in a football game.
Right? I appreciate them changing that rule. I wonder if it's every college stadium or just certain ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eh.
They're just putting it in their prison purse,
Yeah.
bringing it in.
We used to get real creative of smuggling,
Yeah, and then after the game, stay in Iowa a couple days, see my grandma and some other relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Then we are driving to Pittsburgh with my parents,
Yep.
and
12 hours.
that's a story we'll tell next episode.
Yeah.
But so that's the thing.
Yep.
That's happening.
Actually, now we've thrown a wrench in the mix. We're going to stop in Columbus, Ohio,
Yep.
see my other brother,
We'll
Alex.
get to that next episode. We'll
Then
talk
on to
about
Pittsburgh.
that whole story. But full disclosure, since we are traveling right now, next episode is kind of like our lost tapes type of episode where we just cover stories of things we didn't get to and just weird things that happened to us in Mexico. So it is pre-recorded, but the following week, then we will get to the stories of us in Iowa and Pittsburgh and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I like the last tape episode because there's always so much that happens to us in Mexico and we don't get to talk about it all.
And don't skip out on it because it is new stories. It's
Oh, yeah.
just not week to week news stories like we have been doing. So
Exactly.
yeah. So all right. Well, thank you guys for listening. If you'd like to support the podcast, buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on hiatus. You can buy some virtual beers there.
We will turn them into real beers.
Yes. Well, I'd turn them into peepees. And then also hansonsonhiatus.com. You can find all the links to watch and listen to our podcast, our merch store with a bunch of new designs. So if you want some holiday t-shirts, or if there's a t-shirt that you think would be cool that you want us to design, let us know. We'll throw it up there and you can buy it.
Yes.
And then also you can become a monthly Fucky subscriber.
Oh, yeah.
Little Fucky, 99 cents a month. Medium Fucky, $4.99, or a big old Fucky, $9.99.
Who doesn't want to be a fucky? Come
Every
on.
time.
Come on.
Yeah. And also like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.